Good morning, everybody. Today is Thursday, March 28th, and as usual, going on over analysis for US 30, gold, EU, and Bitcoin. So starting off, we have a 4-hour US 30 supply here, in a supply. So if I turn on the zones indicator, so this is still at 39,863, but of course, we wait for the first 15 minutes of market open before taking any trade, but there's this entry for US 30 here. But again, I'll still wait for the first 15 minutes to go through before even thinking about entering this particular trade. So I'll just move this right here. So that's for US 30. All right, so this is for US 30, and this is on the 4-hour time frame. So the trade is running, but I'm not in it. I'm waiting for the first 15 minutes to be over. Best case scenario, I can enter this trade after 9:45. Also consider that it looks like US 30 is going for the 40,000 psychological level. So remember how we trade psychological levels. If US 30 gets the 40,000 mark, what we would expect it to do is manipulate. So go here, have some sort of rejection, and then manipulate 200, about 250 points above before any specific or any nice selling. So let me just draw this out. And actually, let me draw this out on the 15-minute time frame. So what we would expect here is something once it reaches 40,000 psychological level, something like this goes to 250 and has the nice drop back below 40K. So that's what I'm expecting with US 30. But there's a 4-hour sale that's running right now, but I'll wait until 9:45 to take any trade. So that's US 30. The 15-minute inner supply is at 39,926. 39,926. So pretty much, I think the same area as yesterday. So we might also come and pick up this liquidity for a buy here at 39,700. You can see there's also this 30-minute setup that's running. Again, for me, personally, I don't trade before New York Open, but this trade would have been at a 1:1 risk to reward because price came and tapped exactly at the inner supply. Let's see. Trying to get this trend lines back on here. So if we turn on the zones indicator to see if that zone is still relevant. So let's see. So yeah, so that's still the best zone. So I'll set an alert again there. But if price comes back up here, I don't think I'm willing to take a sell on US 30, given that if it comes back up here, we'll probably shoot over to the 40,000 range. So I would be comfortable taking buys on US 30 compared to sells for now, because I do see us tapping the 40,000 area for US 30. Gold, gold is nowhere near the 15-minute or 30-minute inner levels or supply and demand levels. EU, nothing really. I was hoping we get a tap on EU here on the 30-minute time frame because this was looking nice for a buy, but price rejected to the upside. Bitcoin, I don't see us even getting a trade on BTC today during the live session. So price is far away from, actually there's a BTC 4-hour setup that's running. I'd seen this before market open, and actually it tapped at the 8 a.m. candle or something. Yeah, 8 a.m. candle. Let me change this and put this back. So there's a 4 hour supply on BTC. So let's see what this is at. If this is still valid. If I move this over, okay, so this inner supply moves over right here to 71,282. And then what I'll do, I'll set an alert here on the 4 hour time frame. So if we do get this on the live session, again, I'll take this 4 hour one. So and yesterday, I know we took a loss on Bitcoin. If you did take the loss on Bitcoin, there's the US 30, all these trades I'd sent in the trade ideas. There was this US 30 trade. I think it was a 15-minute trade. So US 30 came all the way here, tapped this inner demand and price went into TP. And personally, I actually took that trade as well. So it covered for my loss that I took on the live session. So yeah, BTC, we probably have to find some additional confluences for it, especially due to how it moves. I really don't want to increase my my stop loss, but it's up to you guys. You can increase your stop loss if you like, because this area is pretty much a static, and we are very wrong on the direction. So I set an alert for Bitcoin. So here, let's just wait and see. So today, the only trade I do see materializing, probably this US 30 buy down here at 39,763. So this lines up with the 15-minute and 30-minute setups are lining up. So that's perfect. One thing I forgot to check today was any markups for order blocks around these zones. So this was a nice selling area too, because it was a Friday high level. But again, that's within the first 15 minutes of market open. But yeah, so I'm liking this buy on US 30. For gold, looking at any points of interest where we are. We just created a weekly high. So there's nothing unless where we have the sell side or the inner supply is at the all-time high, which is at 22.22. So gold has a possibility of going back up, but if it doesn't go back up from here, and you also need to consider what time of the week or what day of the week it is. So remember, Fridays are mostly like continuation days or heavy reversal days. So gold can keep trending up from here through tomorrow, or if it's gonna dip, probably have some bearish price action today. But with the markups that we have, they really don't tell us much for gold. With EU, we have this daily order block right here, 956. Nothing really for EU as well. For BTC, BTC, you can see at this buy area, I didn't even apply the BTC thing here. And actually, give me 1 second. We have this daily bullish low, and which also coincides with the PD low. And I think this is where this was the area we took the loss yesterday, if I'm not wrong. Uh, yeah, this is the area we took the L yesterday, which was around the daily bullish low. I hadn't even seen that yesterday. So yeah, but we have a daily bullish low there. Regarding where we have a sell side or supply, we really don't have any markups around that zone. So let's see. It's right now 9:42, so 3 more minutes before we can even start looking at any trades. So the only trade I do see myself taking is probably this 4 hour BTC entry. And maybe this US 30 buy. So those are probably the only two trades for today. What else? What else? 9:43. All right. All right. So let's just wait and see what transpires on this too. Um, yeah. Um, Right. It's 9:45. So if we get that BTC Bitcoin tap, probably going to get into it. And Bitcoin tap, what's the other one? Probably this US 30 buy right here. Mm, sweet. Mm, Let me send this screenshot in the group. Let me see this hourly. So this hourly is still okay, wait. Actually, there's this US 30. So give me 1 second here. This if US 30 comes back up here, this might be an hourly sell. Again, I'm cautious with taking sells on US 30 just as of yet, but that would be an hourly sell if US 30 comes back up there. Um, oh, actually, this is 4 hour. Think this through. This would be 4 hour PD high zones. Mm, all right, let me first take screenshots of this. I'll take that 4 hour US 30 sell if we tap that zone again. Now, if you only have 2 trades for the day, like how I used to have, I wouldn't recommend you taking that. But if you have like an allowance of like 4 trades a day, then you can take it. Because it's not the best setup given the price action that 4 hour sell. One of the reasons I'm planning to take it would be it's a 4 hour time frame setup. what is this? Trade ideas. So that's US 30. Then this is gold. Then this is EU. You have BTC. You have the hourly of US 30, gold and EU. Then you have the 4-hour time frame for US 30, gold and EU. So let's see. So we have probably this BTC entry on the 4-hour and this BTC entry on the 4-hour and US 30 on the 4-hour as well. Get for this. Reset chart. Um, 62. All right, so and also here for gold, what I'll do, this is an entry for gold 2208 for a sell. This is different. This is different than how I take the entries because in this instance, the entry or the alert is coming or is set from where price is coming from above. But yes, 2209 is a sell area for gold as well. Let's see for the markups. Go to a lower time frame. And this is on the 4-hour time frame. So let's see what gold does. I don't think US 30 will come back up. US 30 is dipping heavily, so not sure we are going to retrace to that zone during the live session. And then, of course, we have BTC. So BTC, we might get some spike up in liquidity, but I'm not sure of that yet. But so the only one that looks like it's coming down close to the entry is the gold sell on the 4-hour time frame at 2208, and we are currently about to tap that zone. So let's see if we tap that. So if we do tap that, so this is that zone we are looking to tap right here. There goes the alert. So now that we've tapped, what I'm looking for is a crossover sell, which means gold has to go back up and form like that red X. And let's see my gold entry. All right, so it has to go back up and then form a sell. Entry was what, 2208-ish. So we still need the crossover sell. And the only way the crossover sell can form is after we form a crossover buy. So price has to go back all the way up first, and then form that crossover sell. So unless anybody entered in on impulse, so for me, I'm not an impulse trader. So for me, I'll still wait for price to go back up and then give me that crossover sell. And then that's the only time I'll take that entry on gold. But you can see this one, this is what we're looking for here. And the other thing that I'll do, curious to see where it would be achieving a 1:1 risk to reward. The area it would be achieving a 1:1 risk to reward would be here. So yeah, so for this one, it would have already achieved a 1:1 risk to reward. So I'm not gonna wait for gold to come back up. So remember 2208 was the entry. And the way this entry presented itself is different from the way we take it or how we usually take it because we were looking for the sell at 2208, but price was above the 2208 area. So the only way to have taken this is either you entered in on impulse, which would be right there. But given for me, I'm not an impulse trader. I was waiting for a crossover sell, and the only way we would have gotten the crossover sell is for price to go down first, go up, create a crossover buy, and then create a crossover sell at the top. But right now, price entry would have been at a 1:1 risk to reward, and almost at full TP. So I'm not looking for the crossover sell anymore. So that's just it for me. I look for a couple of confluences before entering, so it means that I miss out on some trades. But if you guys or if anybody took that 2208, you'd be on your way to full TP. But you know, you just get some and you lose some. So that would have been a nice entry there. So that's the other critical part, right? So there are days even like yesterday for the Bitcoin entry, right? We took that loss on Bitcoin. So if you enter a trade only when I'm entering, you may take a loss with me. And then after the live session, if you still don't know the parameters of entry, for me, I may recover the entry like how I recovered the Bitcoin loss yesterday. But there are times like this, because there are people who said, like this one would have been a nice one for a pending sell. I just haven't gotten to that level yet of using pending orders. I'm kind of still, I prefer like market executions, but for anybody who had or who is pretty much comfortable with pending orders, that would have been a pending sell there for US 30. And for this trade, I would just recommend you guys to move it to break even for anyone who took it. If you didn't take it, that's fine. Then we move on to the next entry. So this area is still sell area for gold. It's still the 4-hour selling area for gold. So I'll go ahead and set another alert at the same price point, 2208. Now these are the entries we are used to, right? If we're looking for sells, we would normally expect to catch the sells if price is coming from the bottom. So this one was a little bit different because we didn't have any other sell areas at the very top because this area is still developing up there. So you can see it's still not complete all the way to the right. So this is the only sell area on the 4 hours. So for this one, I would now look for how we normally enter it. I would wait for price to test 2208 and then look for the crossover buy. We still have that Bitcoin entry at the 4-hour time frame. We might tap that at 71,290. And then there's the 4-hour US 30 sell that it validated before New York Open and pre-New York, before New York Open and the first 15 minutes of New York Open, which is when personally I don't trade, but this trade as well would have been at 1:1 risk to reward. And if I'm not wrong, this might be the same zone that I sent yesterday, 39,865 that I sent yesterday in the Discord. Yep, it's the same thing. 39, actually US 30, 39,894 on the 1 hour and 39,867 on the 4 hours. So this is the same zone that I sent yesterday in the markups. And you can see whether you took it at 867 right here, 867 right there, or what was that, 894 or something, 867 and 867 was the 4 hour, the 1 hour was 894. So whether you took 867 or 894. 894 would have given you such a sniping entry. So again, for me, it's just a preference. I don't trade before New York. And one of those reasons is because ideally I want to get some rest. I don't want to be on the charts every time. So for these zones, you can you can, for you guys who do pending orders, you could have set pending orders for those. But sometimes, depending on the market, that's one reason why I prefer market execution is that when you set a pending order, when price gets to that zone, a good amount of times that zone may be invalidated depending on the price action. But one thing I've realized, those entries for US 30, especially I think just for US 30 that come during Asia session and London session, they're pretty much static. So you rarely get tapped out of them. EU, I've seen EU trades for, like the trades, I think yesterday, some of the trades I'd sent for EU, if you'd set pending orders, I think on the 4 hour and 1 hour, these ones would have gotten stopped out at, actually you'd have gotten stop hunted and EU recovered all the way because I think EU dropped all the way to 1.07, 1.07765. So you'd have gotten stopped out of this hourly trade on EU. You'd have gotten stopped out of this 4 hour trade on EU, and you can see it's ideally being stop hunted. But the US 30 ones, and especially yesterday when I was talking about US 30, this what I was seeing here is this structure. So that's another reason why I took that buy on US 30 here, because some of these instruments, they like completing that structure to the upside. So which is why I was hoping this 4 hour trade on US 30 would have validated those 15 minutes post market open. So gold is back up at 2208 area. So here I can start looking for a crossover sell for gold, and this is a tricky one as well, but so let's see. If I do get that crossover sell, I'll take that sell on gold. We do get it, so there it is. Not yet. Don't want to make the mistake I did like last time. So not yet. Might get it on this candle. Okay, so I'm in that gold entry sell right there. Let's see. That's my entry right there for gold. Okay, and that's based off of the 4 hour. So it's ideally the same entry as before for the 4 hour, and this time it's at 2207.5. 2207.5. And only reason I'm taking this, so one thing, so I normally talk about you want to take the trade if you have overlapping zones. So this is, there's no overlapping zone here, supply zone here, but it's only because gold is around the all-time highs. So that's the only reason I'm taking it. So if there was an overlapping zone here, which is what creates inner supply, so for example, something like this on EU, if I turn on EU, you'll see this sell zone on EU is around the overlapping zones and not just like a single zone. So the only reason I'm taking this is because it's around the all-time high, and this is pretty much the last supply zone on, actually not the last one, because the one above it is still developing, but the last developed inner supply zone. But if gold breaks above here, 2207, we are probably going to break the all-time high. So this is one of those trades. It doesn't meet all the requirements per se, but if it does break through and goes all the way back up, there's really no saving gold for sales at that point. So that's one of the reasons why I'm taking this one. And see, hopefully get to that 1:1 risk to reward. And also I'm liking, if you look at the 5 minute, we do have like lower highs being created and lower lows as well. So that was a nice, that's a nice confluence as well on gold. And the other one might be BTC. I'm not sure if BTC is gonna come back up there, but we'll see. All right. So running, just looking, hopefully get that 1:1 risk to reward. Right. See. I think this US 30 trade will probably come at 10:30 or something, 10:30-ish or after that. But all right. So I'm almost at a 1:1 risk to reward on this gold sell. So there it is. Just a little bit more. Okay, so my trade is at oh wait, interesting. Let's see. Keep going. So it's coming back up. Right. So depending on what time you got in, you might be at a break even. But for me, I missed break even by just a few pips. Because break even would be somewhere around here. Yeah, so depending on at what price point you got in, you'd have achieved break even. But for me, still waiting on break even due to slippage and spread. But this is the point where you would set break even for that trade. All right. So if you had break even, you would be out at break even. For me, unfortunately, due to slippage, I'm still in the trade. But depending on your prop firm or broker, you would have been out at break even or you're still in the trade. So for me, I'm still gonna hold because that's the risk that I had assigned for the trade, and that's fine. And look for something else. Hmm, this one takes 7. Hmm, 30. Yeah, so for today, probably just this gold trade. So let's see how this gold trade develops. Come on, Goldie. So it looks like based off of this price action, they may tap this zone right here or this zone right here. We have some inner demand here. So this is liking how it's looking. Those lower highs on the 5 minute and lower lows as well. And the next area for rejection, I do see it as 2200. So just anticipating a spike down to 2200, probably a quick spike down, and then back up to probably go for the all-time high. So that is what I'm thinking might happen, or what I would hope also to happen, also given the trade setup. So come on, let's go. Let's get that nice drop. See, check. Okay. So definitely one area we don't want to see gold breaking is this high right here at 2211. We don't want to see that get broken, which is near our stop loss. But if gold breaks this, then we may turn back to being bullish. So 2211. So the high of this previous 15-minute candle. So we don't want to break that, because if we break that, then we'll probably be getting rid of these lower highs that are being created on the 5 minute and also possibly on the 15 minute. So we need sellers to step in currently for where gold is at. And you can see how that's a critical area, um, which is ideally where our entry is, that 2207 and 2208 area. But if we do break this, possibly getting stopped out and possibly going bullish on gold. We just need that 22 because our TP is somewhere here. My TP is at 2201.37. So my TP is just somewhere here. It's definitely a bunch of buying pressure stepping in. Um, So if you're not too comfortable with the position, now is the time to get out around break even-ish. Personally, I'm still holding. I do see that sell side coming in. What's keeping me in is those lower highs on the 5 minute time frame. That's pretty much what's keeping me in the trade. If we didn't get those, or if we didn't have those, I would be looking to exit around here. Only other thing also on the 5 minute and 15 minute as well, we are getting those long wicks from the bottom. So this is at that, one of those points where if you don't feel comfortable with the trade, you can get out around here. Because again, this trade it was based off of one candle or one supply zone. But if you had already assigned proper risk to this trade, then I would just say stay in. I am. But if you hadn't, then you can definitely get out earlier around this point where the trade is at break even. You need those 5 minute candles to hold. Let's see. Mm, Yeah. Right. Coming, coming back down. Honestly, I'm just trying to get to this 1:1 risk to reward. That's pretty much what I'm trying to do, or trying to get this trade to do. Because most of the times when you have this fight between buyers and sellers, this fight, mostly you just want to do like a break even, especially when um the direction or some of the confluences weren't as clear as you'd have wanted. But at this point, you can also do a trailing stop if you guys do trailing stops. But if you go down to the 5 minute, you'll see that those lower highs are holding. So that's good. I would want us to, for this current 5 minute candle, would want to see it close below the low of the previous 5 minute candle, which is around this zone right here. Because if it doesn't, then even the 5 minute is giving us like higher lows on the other hand. So in this instance, it did not. Let's see. Yeah, in this instance, actually the last few seconds. Yeah, looks like we might close below the low of that previous 5 minute candle, which is what I'm hoping for. Because if we do that, then we will have taken out the higher highs or lower highs on the 5 minute. But looks like on the 5 minute time frame, we've gotten equal lows with the previous two candles, which is good. Um, So this, I think, is the previous 5-minute low of the previous 5-minute candle. And then this is the low of the two previous 5-minute candles. This is the low of the other one, and this is the low of the one that just closed. So if we get here, that's when the trade will be at a 1:1, somewhere around here. Hopefully I don't get slipped out and my trade manager misses to fill me in. Come on, gold. See, go back to this other charts. US 30 is approaching the inner demand area. Again, as I said, probably this one is gonna validate at either 10:30-ish. And actually, let me look at this again. Maybe 10:30-ish or maybe after 12 noon Eastern time. So that lines up with the 30-minute time frame. So I think this will be the catalyst or where they'll pick up liquidity to go for the 40,000 area for US 30. Gold, personally, I'm in that gold trade, or you guys are too. Nothing for EU, nothing for Bitcoin. So BTC didn't come to this zone just as of yet, to that 71,300 area. And then of course there's this other zones for the 1 hour time frame. So this 1 hour time frame, this 1 hour entry on US 30 would have gone to or would have hit TP, and gold is reversing back up. What I'll do, I'll close out this gold trade. I don't like that reversal to the upside. So I'll close this trade at break even. That's too much buying power for me. So I'll exit this gold trade at break even. That's too much bullish power. So I'm out at break even. Yeah, that's too much bullish pressure. So probably just wait for another sell entry above there. If you guys want to hold, feel free. But today that one will just be like a break even kind of trade for me. It's just too much. That whole buying pressure right there, and the wicks at the bottom of even those 5-minute and 15-minute candles just show you that there's heavy buying pressure. I would have preferred those wicks to be above, but given that they're at the bottom, I don't see a need of holding those. But you guys, if you had like budgeted well for those trades, you can. I think there's one account that was spending. Wait, actually, yeah. Wait, why is this one-click trading? Anyway, yeah, I'm out of this gold trade. There's just too much bullish pressure. So if you go here to the, and you don't have to exit because I exited. For me, let me show you what I'm seeing. This right here, this wicks, that's what I'm seeing, and I hope my copy trader took it off all accounts. So this wick is a long wick, right? And then you have like, let me turn on the high-low, not the high-low. So this, if you measure this wicks, so this was a long wick, definitely a long wick. So it showed you that a lot of buyers stepped into the market here, right? And then the next candle as well had a wick to the bottom. What I wanted to see here, I wanted to see this candle close somewhere below here. So take off some of the buying pressure. But you can see this candle's ideally closing and opening around the same area as where all these buyers stepped in here. So that's just a red flag for me. So I would have wanted to see this wicks from the top. And remember, so one reason for that as well is this zone. So this zone, this supply zone is based off of one candle. So it's not based off of two candles. That's where we create that inner supply and inner demand. It doesn't mean that gold cannot melt from here. It's just a probabilities game. Is it likely to melt from an overlapping area or just a non-overlapping area? In my experience, it's likely to melt from a non-overlapping area, which is why I prefer trading overlapping areas. But since gold is around the all-time high, of course, we don't have too many overlapping areas. So this was the only entry. And if gold breaks this, then we are going all the way to the all-time high because there's nothing really stopping gold from selling. But gold can still keep selling. There's a 1 hour sell area here at 22.22, which is at the all-time high. And you can see this is a semi-overlapping area. As much as this one area is still developing, at least this is cased in by two zones. But personally, I'm out of that trade at break even on my accounts. And for today, that one will just be a break even trade, unless I do get another trade later on in the day and send it. So if you're still in the trade, if the trade still makes sense for you, you can hold. But for me, that's just gonna be it. And mostly I was definitely hoping for like a break even set, but we're not even getting to a 1:1 risk to reward. So I'm just not feeling this back and forth, which is ideally some sort of strong consolidation. But that should be it for the live session today. I will probably let's look at this US 30 trade. Yeah, I'll take this US 30 trade at 39,763. If price gets here, and if this demand area holds, I'll be looking to take this US 30 trade as well. But if by the time price gets here, this demand level is not holding, then I'll probably not take it. So it will depend on a couple of factors when price gets to that area. But anyway, other than that, I will catch you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow is Friday. Yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow to close out the week and close out the trading month. All right, guys, see you.